In the dense, shadowy woods where the tallest trees stretched toward the sky, a tiny kitten named Whiskers found himself lost. His light gray fur stood out like a beacon against the dark, thick underbrush. Whiskers had followed a butterfly too far from his home, and now he was scared and very much alone. His tiny heart raced, and with every rustle of leaves, his ears perked up in anxious anticipation. Whiskers meowed and meowed, his tiny voice echoing in the vastness of the forest, but he received no response. The shadows seemed to dance around him, amplifying his fear. Determined, he kept meowing, hoping someone would hear him. Eventually, his persistent cries reached the ears of a kind, gentle squirrel named Nutmeg. Nutmeg was known in the woods for her curiosity and helpful nature. She lived in a cozy nest high up in an ancient oak tree and happened to be foraging for acorns when she heard Whiskers' distress calls. Following the sound, Nutmeg bounced through the trees and scurried down to the forest floor, where she spotted the frightened kitten. "Hello there, little one," she said softly, approaching cautiously. "Are you lost?" Whiskers nodded, his eyes wide with fear and relief all at once. "I was chasing a butterfly, and now I can't find my way back," he confessed, his voice trembling. Nutmeg offered him a comforting smile. "Don't worry, I'll help you get back home." With Nutmeg leading the way, Whiskers followed close behind, navigating through the tangled forest. They crossed over trickling streams and beneath canopies of leaves that let through dappled sunlight. Nutmeg's sharp memory and knowledge of the woods proved invaluable. Along the journey, they talked and Whiskers learned about Nutmeg's adventures and the various creatures living in the forest. After what seemed like hours, they finally reached the edge of the woods. Through a small clearing, Whiskers saw his home, a quaint little cottage with a red door and a white picket fence. His family was outside, calling for him, worry etched on their faces. Whiskers dashed towards them, meowing joyfully. His family scooped him up, showering him with love and tears of relief. Whiskers turned back to thank Nutmeg, but she was already trotting back into the forest, her figure disappearing among the trees. "Goodbye, Nutmeg." "Thank you," Whiskers called out. Nutmeg paused, looked back, and waved a little paw before vanishing into the woods. Whiskers' heart swelled with gratitude. He would never forget the kindness of the squirrel who helped him find his way home.